Hey guys, welcome back to Mod Pop Thrift. My name's Tom. I'm a full-time eBay reseller and a stay-at-home dad for my 6 kids. And I've got 18 to ship today for quite a bit of money. Had some pretty good sales over the weekend. Let's take a look at it. All right, guys, it's going to be 100 degrees today. And I had a handful of things that sold so fast I didn't get them outside. So let's look at those before we go outside and pull stuff to pack it. These are the kind of things I love. Free, kind of. The kids' faucet was leaking in their bathroom, so I replaced the faucet, and I was like, you know what, those handles will sell for somebody who wants to update something, or somebody who is trying to do a craft, and these could be like coat hooks, hot and cold. I don't know, I knew they would sell, and so I got them rather than throwing them away. $23 free shipping for those. I didn't show you guys me picking up a bunch of tools. I paid $50 for a drill, a reciprocating or a circular saw, and then a hammer drill that all had batteries and chargers, but the batteries were no good. This charger, I paid $50 for all of it. This charger sold for $50 free shipping all by itself. So basically, I mean, not quite there, but basically everything else is profit. So Rivan is an electric car manufacturer. I think they only make pickup trucks. And I think they only make them in central Illinois, about an hour from here. So a lot of people get excited about Rivan because it's a local thing. You find this stuff around here from time to time. And this shirt was at Goodwill. A buddy of mine picked it up and sold it to me because he got it cheap, and I think I got it in a huge pile. I would suspect myself to be in $5 on this. Sold for $20 free shipping in less than a week. Paid $2 for this just generic work shirt, Travis Matthews. It says it's 2XL. I bought it at a garage sale to keep. Turns out I didn't really like it once I got it home, and it runs really small, so it didn't fit. I put measurements and read on the listing. Travis Matthews is falling off, so like if you find it, maybe it's good, comp it. This got returned and rebought, and now $15 free shipping. Bought these 3 books for 50 cents a piece, so I'm $1.50 into them at a garage sale. It's book 1, book 2, and book 3 in this series. I comped them. They had some sell through. I priced mine below anybody else who had these 3, and they sold for $16 in like 2 days. Minor league hockey and minor league baseball. It surprises me how much this stuff is worth, because you would think nobody besides somebody in Peoria would want Peoria Riverman stuff, but that isn't necessarily the case. This one did happen to go to somebody in East Peoria, so it's just across the river. But this jersey is in bad shape. I paid $2 for it at a garage sale. It had like Peoria Junior Hockey League, so I listed it, but it's not tagged at all. I listed it as a men's small and put the measurements in it. Men's small, not tagged, so that people have an idea. Because, I mean, this would almost fit. This would fit me snugly, but hockey jerseys are supposed to be huge. So, and it has stitched numbers. And a couple of people asked me about fight straps, which if you open a jersey up and it has straps inside here, then it's probably a game-worn jersey. This one does not. It's got pulled threads and stuff. And it sold in about a week and a half for $50 free shipping. And I paid $2, and I got 2 of them. So I've got another one, the white, the like home jersey as opposed to the away. I think white is home and away is color. Anyway, yeah. Fun stuff. But if you find your minor league baseball stuff that's vintage, if you find minor league baseball stuff that's not even from your town. I've sold minor league baseball and we have minor league baseball and minor league hockey in Peoria, and I find their stuff all the time. I find stuff from other towns a lot, and it does well because it's harder to, like, they just don't produce as much of it. So if somebody's from Peoria and living in Seattle, they're never gonna find that stuff. And so even living in from Peoria but moved to Chicago, that stuff sells pretty well on eBay. It feels like it should be a local thing. Like people say to stay away from colleges because they have, you know, that limited area. But I don't find that to be the case, but with vintage minor league and vintage minor league major sports, I find that I do fairly well. So just something to keep in mind. Laser discs really aren't worth messing with. That said, I bought a big pile of them for $2 a piece. So I'm $2, $4, $6, $8 into these. They sold for $24 shipped overnight. Aristocats, Robin Hood, which is the best Disney movie, fight me. Snow White and Toy Story on Laserdisc, all in just like, you know, meh condition. They're not damaged, but they're not good. Actually, Robin Hood is damaged, but they're not in great condition. They're just in condition. And so I'm $8 in. These sold for $25, free shipping. I'm $6 into this lot, and it's a little cheesecakey or something, all about attractive women with not very many clothes on was the genre here. Species, barbed wire, and showgirls. I just lotted them all up, and so I'm $6 into that lot, and it sold for $20, free shipping. And that's the stuff that got sold before I got it out of the house. And Mavis is doing real good. Oh, go back to playing with your toy, silly. They want to see it. She got a squeaker toy, and she loves to just squeak it all day long. And this girl is going to be a walker any minute now, aren't you? She's pulling herself up on everything she can pull herself up on, except that's not something she should be pulling herself up on because it's not stable. Ah! All right, now we're loaded up and we are going to get some stuff done today. Right? Right? This little Flying V 1/2-inch ratchet, Craftsman, with the number on it, and the V. Where's the number? Anyway, Flying V, that's how you make it go back and forth. An unusual one. I picked this up in a toolbox. I paid $30 for the toolbox. The toolbox sold for $80. This wrench sold for $20, free shipping. This shopping bag is full of vintage play school train parts, and I paid $6 for it and left it in the death pile forever. This is the roof. Still works. The light still comes on, and had it listed with the comps for $144. Free shipping for like, I don't know, 2 months. And then I put it on 35% off sale, and it was listed at like $93. I sent out an offer on that for probably 5 or 10% off, and somebody countered that at $75. And I'm like, you know what? I paid $6 for this 3 years ago. I'm getting some money back out of it. And it's a toy train. $75 feels like a pretty good return. Found this at Goodwill, probably paid $6 for it quite some time ago, probably 2 years ago. And I bought it for myself, and I was like, that is such a cool piece. Turtles were invented in 1984, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here's the back. I didn't like it. It's not the kind of thing that I would actually wear, but I do like it on principle. It's cool. But going through my stuff a couple weeks ago, I'm like, nah, I'm never going to actually wear that thing. So I put it up for $24, free shipping, and it sold in 2 weeks. Honk. Honk. Marine Corps t-shirt, U.S. Marine Corps Devil Dogs. Cool shirt. I've had it forever. It's got some planes on the back. It did eventually sell for $15, I think, plus shipping. And this one's kind of fun. It has somebody's address on it. Here is your Willard Battery Special Race Car Kit. So this is a mail-away. Mail-aways in toys are kind of a big deal, generally speaking. This was sitting on the fancy table at the front in the living room of an estate sale for 50 cents. And on half price day, I paid a quarter for it. And it's missing the motor from the instructions. And it's still, I put it on auction at $55 and it didn't sell on auction, took no bids. I put it on buy it now for $55 and it sold immediately. So auctions are really not the way to go, but I was hoping, because the comps with the motor are like over $100, some of them. So, but without the motor, it's a bit more of a pain. But anyway, mailaways are good. These like generic white boxes in the box is good. This is a model that's never been built. But don't like sleep on things on half price day at an estate sale that you would think somebody else would have picked up. Everybody just overlooked this box and I was like, that looks like it's a mail-away. What's in there? And it was an unbuilt race car that is rare and it was hard to find comps for. And it sold for $50. Nebraska corn huskers, house shoes, slippers. In nice shape, not brand new, but not overly used. Had them for as long as I can remember. Sold for $10 plus shipping, so I definitely wouldn't pick them up again. I paid $1 a piece at a church sale for like 15 or 16 of these 2XL Big Dog Bite Me shirts. Not bite, they weren't all Bite Me. This one's the one that sold. They were all kinds of different backs on these Big Dog shirts. And that's probably been 2 or 3 years ago. This, I think I've said for the last 2 or 3 that sold that there was the last one. Hi. But the that one I think is actually the last one that sold. You're saying no? And it sold for $17, free shipping. Vintage Hallmark coffee mug, over the hill, pretty generic. It's been around forever, circa 1985. Sold for $17 plus shipping, I think. John Deere uniform shirt. It looks like a button, but it's a pearl snap. 5 XLT on this vintage Protects All tag. I paid like $8 for those, and that one sold for $35, free shipping. So I'm sitting here working on some laser discs that I got, and this applies also to records if you're trying to sell records. This cover is in pretty nice shape, except it has come unglued. There's nothing at all wrong with it, but it has become unglued. I've been selling records forever, and I will put glue on here, press it together, and with a glue stick, and no one, it's not like no one will be the wiser. I just glued back together something that was glued to start with. It's not like, it's not cheating, it's fixing. And glue stick to put this back together, an undamaged thing, is a good thing. And I feel like this happens to vinyl record albums a lot, and it happens to laser discs a lot. And if you're dealing with that, there's the fix. Just glue stick it together, and you don't even need to disclose it because you fixed it and it's not broken anymore. All right, guys, when I make videos like I did at the beginning of this one, that's what sold, it's it's everything that's sold up until the minute I start making the video. So the rest of the day yesterday and so far this morning, only 2 items have sold, and they're not super interesting. An $11 free shipping t-shirt, which was a bad buy, not worth picking up, and a sprinkler that I paid $2 for, and it sold for $22 free shipping. Keep an eye out for LR Nelson sprinklers because they do really well for me. The metal bodied ones, they're from Peoria, and I'm from Peoria. This is Peoria that you're seeing out the windows behind me. So maybe they're not as plentiful everywhere, but I feel like they kind of are, probably a little bit of everywhere. But vintage Nelson sprinklers do really well. Keep an eye out for those. Me and Ruby are gonna hit this here Goodwill on Pioneer Parkway in Peoria, Illinois, where we always go, and hopefully we find some good stuff. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, so they just opened on the Tuesday. looking at the hats, they've got a lot of like lady floppy sun hats. Not a lot of baseball hats, but look at this. Cirque du Soleil Jester's hat. I bet that would be really expensive at Cirque du Soleil, but it's $1.84 here. These kind of novelty mugs generally aren't worth much unless they are very mid-century modern, or say something like very specific on them. The set of 6, the fact that there's 2 of each is appealing, but I don't think they're probably worth much. This novelty kind of coffee mug isn't worth much. In case you're unaware, that S18 means it's from 2018, so it's not vintage. And like, it's cool if you're gonna buy it for $1 and put it for $3.50, $4 in your booth, but it's not worth flipping on eBay. Kitchenwares. I don't see anything interesting here. So Cirque du Soleil Jester hats. There are 18 listed, there are only 2 sold. But the one that I have isn't either listed or sold, and at $2 I feel like I could probably list it for $12.99 plus shipping and it would sell. I'm gonna do it anyway. Probably not advisable. KitchenAid food processor with the parts. I don't know anything about it yet. I think it's $11. The back of that tag. Oh no, it's $6. So almost undoubtedly that's a get. KitchenAid KFP400A. I was wrong. There are 12 of these listed, like all the parts. There are only 12 listings. There are none sold, none. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, so Arthur Fulmer is often a really good helmet. This one is not particularly special. What you want to look for in a Fulmer helmet is chrome trim and like cool stickers. This one's 811 and it's probably dated. Let me see if I can find it. February 1995, and then it's a small. I think we're probably gonna pass it because it's not special enough to be cool. The face guard's probably worth as much as the helmet, and at $9. I mean, if it was maybe $4 or $5, I'd think about it. Ooh, look at that. 100% it's empty. Yeah, it's empty. Still a cool case though. Doesn't seem to have a price on it either. $4.50. Now don't necessarily sleep on these cases, because if that could have been a Gibson case, it just needed to have the right placard on it. So I would definitely always look at those cases, because where that one's maybe a $20 case, a Gibson case would be 60 or 80 bucks. How about a banjo thermometer that the therm's missing, and this is a mess, and there doesn't seem to be any, the face is out of line on the barometer part, and there's no markings to say that it's, oh, it's air guide. Long handled stuff, tall stuff. If somebody gets in here on a day that blue goes half off, it could be really good. Okay, $7.88 on this hoodie. Beatles, officially licensed Beatles from 2018. I think that might be a get. Let me look it up. 0 sell through. There's several of these listed that have like the Abbey Road Fab 4 walking, but there's none of this exact same one listed, and there's none sold. So I just brought that new cart out, and the only thing that was on it that was interesting in my opinion, Universal Studios Hollywood vintage hat for $1.83, snapback, made in the USA, and then Caterpillar Motorsports vintage, made in the USA, and $1.84. So the Arthur Fulmer helmet, look at this. There are 9 listed cheap ones, but then there are 2 sold expensive ones. Nobody wants this. They want the chrome with the fancy print. I think this baby's ready to be done. overall not a terrible trip to Goodwill. I spent $6 on things that are easy to list and easy to ship, and they'll probably take a long time to sell, but I mean, if I list them for 12 or 15 plus shipping, then I stand to triple my money after fees and such. And you just need to string a lot of those kind of wins together to get much of anywhere. If you're going to have items that make you, you know, $6, $8 an item, you need to have thousands of those items in order to make this work as a full-time gig. And right now I've only got 1,300 items in my store. I need to bulk that up. I need to get better stuff. I need to get through the death pile. You know, it's always a gotta get some stuff done. So I'm gonna do that. You guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing.